I have to laugh. The last time we had class, I use the mouse. I don't use the pad on the laptop. Whoops, here's somebody else on the laptop, and the cursor was over my face the whole class. There we go. It's Jody. I think it's Jody. I mean, she's. Let me check. Yeah. Okay. So, I chose a couple of angel cards. In Wellington, when we have our class at the town hall, a lot of times we'll take the cards there, and people can choose their cards. But I took the liberty of choosing 2 cards this morning, and I'm going to bring them up to the camera so you can see them closely. This first one is Victory. Archangel Sandalphon says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So here's the picture of Sandalphon. He's one of the archangels. And when you work with does he look backwards to you? Is the word victory backwards? Or is it forwards? Oh, okay. So he is, when we create a sphere of protection and we have like the 4 directions and there's an archangel at each direction, he is in the center, but there's a center above and there's a center below. Sandalphon is in the center below. So, and then the other one is Archangel Michael or Michael. um, I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So here's a picture of Archangel Michael with his sword of truth, his shield, his big wings, and his 6-pack. So we are going to imagine, or I'm going to suggest, all right, there's no have tos here, that you imagine what it feels like to have victory in any area of your life, any place. Sometimes we have struggles and challenges, and sometimes we have challenges all our lives. That's what gives us momentum to grow and evolve and raise our consciousness. So sometimes we get so focused on the challenges, and even if we have a little victory, we forget to pat ourselves on the back, to take credit, whether it's credit that you give to yourself or credit where people recognize you for achieving victory somewhere in your life. So just for our centering, if you sit tall and just allow yourself to bathe in the energy of victory, overcoming, stepping up to the plate and knocking it out of the park. Whatever victory means, let yourself just feel that energy. Now, having said that, we have friends that also accomplish things. And when we celebrate their victory, it is also our own, because we're all one. We're all droplets from the ocean of consciousness, the ocean of the Creator. So just imagine celebrating someone else's victory, their accomplishment. Now I know everyone is muted, but I want to pose the question. It's a rhetorical question. Obviously, you don't have to answer to me, but which was easier for you to experience a victory at your own accomplishment or to appreciate victory for someone else's accomplishment? That's just a little check-in to see how you're appreciating yourself, how well. Okay. So it's just a reminder. It's not egoic to celebrate a victory or an accomplishment. Some spiritual teachers advise you to write down even the smallest accomplishment and keep a record. Because sometimes when we are facing challenges, we forget. And it's nice to be able to go back and review that in those times. So, and recognize that you are safe. We are all safe from all harm. Now bring your attention to your breath and focus on your pattern and just how it's going for you. And expand your awareness out into your body. First, noticing your breath. As you breathe, your whole body kind of expands and contracts or relaxes. It's not really a contraction. Excuse me. Now, being aware of that sensation of expansion and relaxation, take in a deep breath through your nose. And then breathe out through your nose. And again, and feel the expansion of your body with that deep breath. And then go into sensations around your body. See what's happening. If you have any tight spots or a sore spot. And I'm going to ask that you do something that may sound a little bit strange to you. But find that tight spot or an area where you feel pain and say thank you. Thank you for this tight spot. Thank you for this pain. Thanking your body for knocking on the door of your consciousness to let you know something needs your attention, something in your life or in your body. It can be physical, it can be mental, emotional, and it can be spiritual. Sometimes when you thank that area, it melts away. So we're going to melt more of our cares away. Just bring palms into Anjali Mudra and we'll circle up and out with our deep breaths. Opening the windows to our higher vibration, clearing the way, the pathway for the source to make it into you, into your crown, into your body, flowing through you as prana that travels on the breath. And one last round. Grateful for the ability to breathe. And then just with your palms on your knees or in your lap, lower your chin down towards your chest, just relaxing your head forward. Follow the sensations. And I'm going to suggest that you take in a deep breath. As you exhale, your chin is down, right? Just take your left ear and press it forward. Your nose is pointing down, and you're just pulling away from that shoulder on the exhale. Then inhale again, go back to center. Exhale and stretch the other ear forward, just drawing it away from your shoulder. And repeat that a couple times with the breath. Move with your breath. Then come back to center. And we're just going to take our heads over to your left shoulder. Circle around. Take it slow initially, especially. A big circle, as big a circle as you can make. And the next time your chin comes down towards your chest, pause there, and we're just going to reverse. So inhale and come around to your right. And the next time your chin comes down by your chest, just keep your head forward for another stretch. So just bring your arms out from your shoulders, just straight out. Take in a breath. Turn your palms forward and bring your palms together in front of your body. And you can make Kali Mudra if you prefer, creating the sword of truth for yourself. Or you can just overlap one thumb with your palms together, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Take in your deep breath. Exhale and reach your fingertips forward, keeping your head down, opening the upper back. And then take in another breath and come back to center, starting space. And exhale and reach forward once again. You'll probably round a little bit in your upper back, and that's fine. You're opening your wings. And then come back to center. Now take both hands and just place them on the back of your neck. Okay? I just want you to recognize that your throat chakra goes all the way through and is also in the back of your neck. So sometimes if we get a pain in the back of our neck, it could be coming from some sort of a miscommunication or something along the lines of communication or speaking your truth. You know, I use the Kali Mudra here with our arms forward. That's the sword of truth. So now just bring your arms out to the side with bent elbows. Slowly lift your head. Palms are facing front. I'm going to suggest, if you can see yourself on the screen, just lift your elbows so that your upper arms are parallel to the floor. Okay? Just a little more opening for shoulders and upper back. So take in your breath. Exhale and draw your elbows back, but keep your arms vertical. Squeeze. And then inhale and just bring your forearms together. And then inhale and open them out to the side once again. And just keep going past your shoulder. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And come back, bringing forearms together, working towards keeping the upper arms parallel to the floor. And inhale, open the shoulders. Now, if you want, it's optional, but you can take your head back and squeeze the muscles in the back of your neck, bringing your shoulders up towards your ears. And stretch your arms out to the side. Bring your arms up overhead, palms together, creating Kali Mudra, just interlacing all your fingers but your index fingers. Thumbs are right next to each other. And reach up, stretch up out of your hips. And then open your arms, bring your head back to center. And one more for the arms and shoulders. Bring your arms around back, interlace your fingers, and just draw your arms away from your back. And you can wiggle, you can bring your arms up and down if you like. And you can also take your head back and squeeze, contract. And then release your arms, just let them come around and rest. And then turn your head side to side and notice how it feels now. Does it feel a little bit looser? Okay. We'll bring the energy down into our arms, just bending your elbows and straighten, just lubricating the joints. And then bringing the circles down into your wrists. Reverse. And fingers squeeze and open. All right. Now we'll bring some movement down into our waist, just circling around. All right, so we'll come back to our twists in a little bit. But for now, just take your spine into the snake sway, rolling through your spinal column like seaweed in the ocean. All right. And then just letting your legs unfold. Shake them out. And just circle around in your ankles. And bring your feet in for butterfly, loosening in your hips. Yoga is a little different in the morning than the evening. All right, and just bringing legs back in, swing them around to the back, and we'll come into puppy stretch. Lengthen in your spine. And we're just going to lift up and bring your hips forward. Just come into traction a little bit. The legs are on the floor. It's not upward dog, not yet anyway, but just rolling side to side. Notice where you feel the sensations, the stretch. Check in with your low back and see if it's feeling okay to continue. And come into center and just hold, pressing firmly, grounding your palms into the earth and drawing your body or your body's away from your hips. You're just pulling away from your legs. Now, this may seem strange too, but circle your shoulders around. So you'll be bending your elbows and you'll be lifting and lowering, but just use this and reverse. And pull back into puppy stretch. And then come forward onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. So you want your elbows under your shoulders and you want your palms and wrists in line with your elbows. So everything's aligned. Press the pubic triangle down into the earth, grounding your root chakra into the earth, allowing the energy to come up. Press down in your forearms and draw your sternum forward and press up into your sphinx. Notice how your neck feels. Now keep pressing down in your hips and just try to lift your left leg up. Engage the muscles in your leg. Lift. It won't go far, probably. Other leg. Once again, each side. Okay, good. So come down onto your stomach, all the way down, and bring your arms to your sides, palms down. It's pretty natural to press your hips into the floor here, but just check, lengthen in your neck. And take a couple of deep breaths. Feel your body expand as you breathe. Big deep breaths. Now on your next deep breath, as you get to the top, once you're all the way up in your inhale, let that become movement and lift both legs and your arms and your torso up off the floor. Exhale down. And breathe in again, stationary. And then as the breath leads, let yourself take off. Lift, lift off. And lower down. And one more time, take in your breath. At the top of your breath, lift off into the 747. Now bend your knees. If you can, reach for your ankles. Pull your thighs together, lengthen in your neck, nose pointing down. Pull your heels in for a thigh stretch. Hold on to your feet or ankles and press your feet to the wall behind you. That will lift you. So inhale up into your bow pose. And let your legs come down. Release your feet. Palms on the floor. Press back into child's pose and stretch out from your work, giving yourself credit for the work that you've done. It's not about the ego, it's just appreciating. Gratitude, grateful for what you're able to do. Okay, and then we'll lift up. Just bring your palms onto the mat, slide them forward, and bring your left knee out. Just bring your foot forward into a lunge. Stretch it out. Lift your chin, looking up towards the sun. And optional, turn the toes under on the back foot and lift the back knee. Now bring your left hand inside the left foot and slide your left foot over towards the edge of the mat, the long edge, and let that knee open out to the side. Some people like to come down onto their forearms for this stretch. Some people even bring their arm around the ankle. And bring your palms back into sun pose. We're just going to step it in, step in the back foot, drag it in, lift up, and a little bend forward, ragdoll style. And then bend your knees and take your left leg back and come into your sun pose. You can start out with the knee down. You can stay with the knee down. Just whatever works for you. Come into your lunge. Lift your chin. Give it a stretch in your groin, your psoas muscles, hips. And optional, once again, you can turn the toes under on the back foot and lift. And then bring your right hand inside the foot, slide the foot over just a couple of inches, and open the knee out. Back knee can be up or down. Just open out in the hip. And bring it back in. Come into your sun pose. And step in the back leg. You can bring the weight onto the front foot and lift that leg, dragging in the back foot. And come in with complete control. And just bring palms onto the floor. Walk your feet back into a plank. And what I'd like to do here, in line with our victory energy, just let your knees down and come back sitting on your heels for a moment. What I'd like to have you do is loosen up in your wrists. Make sure they're doing okay. And squeeze your fingers. Bring some energy into your arms. Just reach up and cross in front. Get some nice blood flow, circulation, energy, prana. All right. So come back into your plank, just a regular forward plank. And what I'd like to have you do is count and just see how long you can hold your plank. So bring your attention to the inside of your knuckles and press them down. That will take some of the flexion off. If anyone has some sensitivity in the wrist, you can take a blanket or you can roll your mat, pull it back, and place the heel of your hand on the edge to lift out of some of the flexion if you feel sensitive there. But count. When you need to come out, just let your knees down. Just little reminders. Press through your heels, draw your shoulders down, stretch out in your neck. Keep your core muscles engaged. Breathe. If you start to shake, that's not dangerous. It's just you're not used to it. I wasn't counting, but I'm coming out now. If you want to hold longer, then feel free. Otherwise, stretch it out. Puppy stretch. Stretch out your shoulders. And just come back sitting on your heels once again. And curling the wrist under to give it a stretch. So you get a counter pose to your flexion and a stretch for your arms. So what I would like for you to do now is to recognize how long, doesn't matter how long, but you may have held longer than you ever have before. And that's an accomplishment. So pat yourself on the back. Yay. Some people will practice holding plank for 5 minutes. In the gym, sometimes you'll hear people, oh, I held it for 5 minutes. Well, that's an accomplishment. All right. So coming forward, let's come up into our downward facing dog. Hip side to side if you want. Give it a little movement. Nice stretch in the ribs and shoulders. And now come forward into your up dog. Tops of the feet on the floor, legs are off the floor. Bring the chest through. I'll show you this from the side for anybody who needs it. So you bring the chest through as much as you're able. The legs are off the floor. And then right up over your toes, back into your downward facing dog. From here, a little more of a stretch. Just take your right hand and reach for your left ankle or shin. Be sure to press down well in your left hand and look up under your left arm. And switch sides. Keep pressing your heels down. Look up under that arm, your right arm. And then come forward. Come back into your downward facing dog. And then come forward. This time, let your legs down, tops of your feet. Legs are as close together as you can get them. And draw your chest forward just like you would in up dog, but bend your elbows. Adjust if you need to, and let the pubic triangle contact the earth. Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then pull back, stretch it out. Breathe. If you need to stretch your fingers or contract and relax them or circle in your wrists, listen to your body. And then we'll walk our hands forward, come into downward facing dog. Just lift. Contract in your core muscles. Lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your left knee and just bring that foot through into your sun pose. Step it in. Try to use your strength. Strengthen your legs and take your other leg back into sun pose. And then step it in, slide it in, head to knee. Now we can use a little monkey pose here with your fingertips on the floor or holding your ankles with your arms straight. At any rate, we want to inhale and lift up and arch in the back. Exhale down into head to knee. Inhale up into monkey. Exhale down. One more. And hold your head to knee pose. Just to experiment a little bit, making sure you're not going to go too far forward, but just bring the weight towards the balls of your feet and notice what that does to your stretch. And then soften your knees. Take your arms out to the side. Keep your knees bent for chair pose. Breathe and reach for the stars. Feet are hip width apart. And then bring your arms parallel to the floor and reach your fingertips forward. Take your hips back and sink a little deeper down into your chair pose. Now, reach your arms up in your chair and just take your left leg back into your warrior one pose. Reach up, we'll pivot into warrior two. Exhale and open to the side. Align your feet. Front knee over the center line of your foot. Open your shoulders. Good. You look really well aligned. And draw the knee in for just a moment. Take a breath. Exhale, bend your knee once again. Open the hips and shoulders. Now bring the arms up into a huge V for victory. Look up towards the source. Bring that light and energy down as you open your arms back to warrior two. pull the knee in. We're just going to step it in, coming back, breathing arms overhead. Soften your knees like chair pose, and we'll go from here. Reaching back with your other leg, your right leg, into warrior one. Breathe it up. And open into your warrior two. Just check your feet for alignment. Forward knee over the ankle as best you can. And turn your palms up and make a funnel for the source to send light and love right into you. And then come back into your warrior two. And pull back, inhale, step it in, come into Tadasana or Samasthiti. Feel the sensations in your body, especially your thighs and your arms, your shoulders. Notice your breath. And release your arms. We'll come into a standing twist. Just letting all of that go for now. Be sure to lift the outside heel. And come back to center. Just breathe palms into Anjali Mudra. Ground into the earth and stretch up tall through your crown. Taking a breath. And just shift the weight onto your right foot and lift your left knee. Be sure to look at a spot, just lifting the knee so the thigh will be parallel to the floor. If you lose it, so what? Just come back in. Press down in that supporting foot, lift up out of the hip, and just open the knee. Just bring your foot on the inside of your leg, open into tree pose, and create that funnel once again. Your V for victory. And bring it down. Step out of your tree. If you need to shake your legs or whatever for comfort, take a moment. Take in your breath. Exhale, shift the weight over onto your left foot and lift the knee. And then just open the knee out to the side and create your funnel, receiving energy. Open the knee a little further. And bring palms in and step out of your tree. Shake it out. Okay. Just check in with your body for a moment. Feel the earth underneath you. Feel the light from all those crystals and the energy from the center of the earth coming up into your root chakra. And let that energy come up into your second chakra, right up that pranic tube, spinning the chakras. The earth chakra is red and your second chakra is orange. Come up to your personal power center, your solar plexus. Feel your breath that stokes that fire. Come up into the meadow of your heart, your sternum, your heart chakra, green like the meadows. The high heart in the middle of the chest or up a little higher is a blue-green combination of the heart chakra and the throat chakra. It's a beautiful color. And then up into your throat, the sky blue without any clouds in it. Up into your third eye, the indigo night sky. And up into your crown, the violet ray, your spiritual center. And taking a breath, lift up into a salute, engage your legs and hips, a little back bend, and draw your thumbs down the front of your body, all the way down, hinging forward in your hips, and release your arms and hands. Come back up the same way you went down. Bring palms in, lengthen out in your torso. Press down in your feet and lift the crown of your head. Beautiful. And then release your arms, come down onto your back. We'll work with a trapezius release. I'm going to turn sideways so that it'll be a little easier if you need to look up. We've done this before, but it's been a while, and some of you may not have been in class the day we did it. So just lie down on your back. Pause for a moment. Let everything relax as much as it will. And now once again, bring your palms and your forearms together. All right, so you want your forearms parallel to the floor. You're going to be tempted to allow your thumbs to come towards your forehead. Continue to hold elbows, forearms, and palms parallel to the floor. So whatever you need to do to accomplish that. The rest of your body is just going to relax into the floor. And breathe 3 deep breaths, bringing your arms overhead. So keep your forearms and your palms together, your elbows touching if at all possible, and continue to reach your arms up overhead. Squeeze those arms together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your forearms and palms. Hold. Continue breathing. If your arms shake, it's okay. It's not harming. And then allow your arms to separate. Reach your arms up overhead. Stretch them long. And then like angel wings in the snow, bring your arms down, sliding your fingers along the floor. You want to be in touch with the floor if possible. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So forearms together, elbows and palms. Arms are parallel to the floor. Squeeze the forearms and palms together. Breathe. And start to bring your elbows towards the top of your head. But keep those arms parallel. Go as far as you can. Stretch out in the back of your neck. Usually you hold this for 3 long breaths. And then release, reach up overhead. And then, like snow angel wings, bring your arms. Try to stay in touch with the floor all the way down to your sides. And then last time, forearms together. This is a great release for the trapezius. Squeeze the arms, press isometrically together. Breathe and lift elbows towards the top of your head. Each time you might go a little further, just see. Don't let your hands drop. And reach up overhead, stretch long. And snow angel wings coming down as you skim the floor with your fingers. Now, while you're here, bend your knees, press your feet into the floor, take your arms out to the side just a little bit, and press down on your feet and lift your hips and come over on to your left hip. Stretch out your left leg for a knee down twist. Bring your arms out from your shoulders. Breathe your right knee up to the chest. Exhale over to the floor. Keep your shoulders down. Let the weight of your leg pull you in to the stretch. Remember to turn your head opposite the bent knee. Breathe and relax. And now roll your low back onto the floor. Once again, bring both feet onto the floor. Slide your hips over to your left so that you can bring the right hip onto the floor. Stretch out your right leg and bring the left knee up with an inhale. Exhale over into your knee down twist. Head to the side. Relax. If you feel complete in your twist, just allow your low back to roll back onto the floor. And if your body is calling for anything else that you can do on the floor, just take a moment before your Shavasana, or if you're ready for Shavasana, just relax down. And allow those feelings of victory to come back for a few breaths. What does that feel like? To win, to accomplish, to overcome. With that feeling of accomplishment comes gratitude for all the things that came together for you to achieve. And relax down with that. And now start to become aware of your surroundings and your body. Picture all the objects in the room, the ceiling, the floor, your body. Feel your body and start to bring in some little movements. Getting a nice head start on the weekend. Just slide your feet together and lift your knees up to your chest. And just come over to one side and roll up into sitting. And just bring your hands into the unity mudra, index finger and thumb. Because we're all victorious. And hence, we're all grateful. Grateful for Archangel Michael's protection. And for Sandalphon, who helps to answer our prayers. Sealing in your work today, your practice, your yoga, and the benefits. And bring palms into prayer hands. Anjali Mudra. May you go forth and accomplish great things today. Namaste, everybody.